bad today. Discussions with DT Parker. Welcome. Did you like that little harmonization I just did? Welcome. Come join. Boy, oh boy. Hey, mentality of a goddess. What a interesting start to my little hump day chill. I tell you, I got 99 problems. It feels like it though. But that ain't why we here. That ain't what we talking about today. Hey, boo. Mentality of a goddess. I'm just waiting for some more folks to hop on, and then we definitely will get into what we are talking about today. Baby, I got 99 problems. I ain't even about to. Only if you knew. I swear, I feel like Lotto. Some of y'all could never walk a day in the life in my shoes. Baby girl. With that. I'll let you know when it happened, though. I'll let you know, boo. 99 problems, I promise you. But welcome to Discussions with DT Parker. Happy day. Oh, happy day. That's what they say. Oh, happy girl. Trying to tell you, mentality of a goddess. These could never walk a mile. Be ready. But here I am, still pressing on. Still. I'm still here. I'm still surviving. They try to break me. They trying to break me. But they won't succeed. Just know it. They will not succeed. Twitch is activated. So that's a good thing. IG Live, of course. YouTube. I know. He's probably at work, boo. I talked to him yesterday, my friend. Just, woo. That's all I can say. It has been this last, I would say, from March 23rd, has been an adventure for DT Parker. And not a good adventure, because I have been tested. I have been tried. I just know that. I have been tested and I have been tried. But, you know, for you folks out there, they say that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is definitely, what up, God covers me, light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm just waiting for this storm to be over. So that's all. The end. I know he is doing the best he can, but again, it is outside forces out here. But like I said, moving past that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, since March 23rd, I have been tried, I have been tested, but I am still here. So, I think it's Matrix going, I don't know what is going on. It got to be something in the air. It got to be something in the water. I can't even call it, but like I said, hey Pat, I'm here, I'm still standing. And we're going to make it do what it do. Welcome to Discussions with DT Parker. Twitch is definitely active. Not sure who's on Twitch, but I appreciate you. IG, you are already activated. And YouTube, I've been doing good. I've been getting these things up, so we back in motion. Appreciate everybody that has liked, subscribed, and followed. Keep liking, keep subscribing, and keep following. And tonight at 7:30. It is linked in my IG stories. I will be on with Mr. Victor Hill, the former Clayton County Sheriff. And we will be getting into it and discussing what we need to discuss, which is the inhumane conditions going on in Clayco County. So like it, hate it, love it. It is what it is at this point. Yeah, mama, the devil is definitely busy. But like I said, I have been tried. I have been tested. So, and I'm still standing. This stuff, and I ain't even gonna cry. This stuff did not break me. It will not break me. So I'm pressing forward. And that's all I can say. April felt like, oh my God, did it not? Like, what the Outkast song say? Bombs over Paddock. That's what it felt like. Oh my God. Like I said, it started for me on March 23rd. You know, I remember dates, you know. So from March really October 17th of last year. But then I felt like things were moving in the right direction. And then, yeah, March 23rd, it just felt like everything was crashing. Everything still feels like it's crashing. But like I said, I will not be defeated. You know what I'm saying? I sit here and I look and I be like, some of y'all could never walk in my stilettos. Because, baby, the load that I'm carrying probably is light for some. I promise you. Probably is light for some. But this load has been heavy. I feel like Clarissa Shields in the ring. Gut punch after gut punch. I mean, they keep rolling. So, again, like I said, I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still alive. So, and we're going to keep moving forward. That's all I can do is keep moving forward. And we're going to keep moving forward. I got a big interview tonight, again, with former sheriff of Clayton County, Victor Hill. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to get into the conditions because somebody got to do it. So I guess that I will be the sacrificial lamb to do it. I didn't sign up for it. I guess it was just meant for me to do it. So here we are. Mama said this too. Don't make me cry, Mama. This too shall pass. Yep. No against me. Nope. Mentality of a goddess. Your feeling is valid no matter what. And God has... Thank you. Thank you. Some days I don't, Because, again, I watched the movie... And Mama had to remind me, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor, of my circumstances. Through it all, I'm still a survivor. So we're going to sit down. And I'm not going to cry on this YouTube tonight either. With Victor Hill at 7:30. The YouTube link is in my stories. Make sure you get it. Make sure you are locked and loaded tonight for that conversation. It's going to be a good one. Former Sheriff Victor Hill... You say whatever you want to. If you know the details, you know the background. It's good folks by me. I can say nothing wrong about Mr. Victor Hill because, he's getting ready to allow me to tell my story. So I appreciate him. Baby, you my sis in my head. We got this. We all do. I just got off the phone with one of our regulars, Rashad. And when I tell you, it ain't just me going through it. It seems like and I'm not going to put his business out there, but it do seem like it's a storm going on with everybody. So, but let's get into it. Discussions with Dee Dee Parker, and I'm not trying to do this to pit black men against black women. So don't shoot the messenger. I did not say this. This came from Funky Diva. I actually like some of the things he says. But he said that, very interesting what he said. Hold on, let me pull this up. Because I wasn't ready. I didn't mean to get into a whole 10-minute rant. So, like I said, it's just, I've been tried, I've been tested, but here we are. Anyway, so Funky Diva said, straight black men are the cancer to the black community. Can we talk about it today? Straight black men are the cancer to the black community. This is what he said. He said it's not all of you. So, if this doesn't apply to you, please don't get offended. But a hit dog is always going to holler. That's what my mama said. So take a listen to what he has to say. If I can get him to unwind.
It has now come to the time that we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation. Black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves. And I'm going to niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm going to say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now, y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Argue with your mammy. Ladies and gentlemen, it has now come to the time that we...
Okay, you heard what he said, Funky Diva. Whew, that was a lot to unpack right there. Does he have a point? Are straight black men the cancer to the black community? I can't say I 100% agree with him because I was attacked by... Not attacked. I was not physically attacked by a LGBT man, but I won't even say emotionally because he called me a bald-headed bee. And I was like, because I said he looked like Cisco, and I didn't know that was an insult in their world. You learn something new every day. So, I mean, I've been attacked, not physically, but verbally, by some men that like men. So, mentality of a goddess, I know that was a lot, that he impacted a lot right there. Our straight, and it's probably not going to be a lot of my men out here are probably not going to say anything today. We going to see when they jump on. Our straight black men, the cancer. Our straight black men, the cancer of the black community. Mama said the straight black men will never admit it. That's the prime. That's the prime right there. We talk about accountability, though. You know what I'm saying? And holding each one of us accountable. But does he have a problem? I did see, and these are, I don't know if it's a generational thing, but I did see where the little young boy, I guess because she didn't want to date him, he did body slam her, a little young girl, because she didn't want to date him. So, I mean, he has some points, but I don't think it's just the straight black men either. I think some of my LGBTQ, some of y'all too, be on attack mode. Like I said, I told a guy, I said he had platinum blonde hair like Cisco. So I was like, oh, okay, Cisco, clock it. And he was like, bitch, don't talk to me. Excuse me? What up, Pizzle? He said, don't talk to me. I'm like, excuse me? Like, what did I do to you? I said, Cisco. He was like, I don't look like no Cisco. Don't you? Stop talk. I was like, okay. So I just left it alone. Because, baby, I was not trying to start nothing. Pizzle, I'm going to call you after this. Because, yeah, I'll tell you what else is going on. Anyway. But this Funky Diva, and then most probably won't agree because, he's a man. What up, Chev? He's LGBTQ. So, of course, like Mama said, straight black men will probably never agree with this because he's from the LGBTQ community. But, I mean, is he spot on when he talks about black men being the cancer? I don't want to say they're the cancer. I love my black brothers. No! Take a listen.
Now come to the time that we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation. Black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. Mama. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves. And I'm going to niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now, y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community.
Mama said the message will never be received. That's not nice, Mama, because that's not what you mean the LGBTQ. That's what they go by. That's not nice. You can say whatever you want to, but does he have some points? Is he spitting some facts? Does he have some points to what he's trying to say? I mean, because, there's certain things I do agree with him with. And then there's certain things that I don't agree with him with. Like, because Chev said, wow. Chev, you ain't got no comment, Chev? Like I was saying, because the one, Chev said facts. I didn't get into it. I wasn't trying to get into it. I thought I was giving, him a compliment. And then he got, hey, it's the Pope 49. He got very offended when I was like, oh, Cisco. Because he had the bleach blonde hair. And he's like, don't talk to me. I'm like, whoa. And then he called me a bald-headed bee. So some of y'all are LGBTQ are stroked by your egos too. It's the Pope 49. Don't shoot the messenger because this did not come from me. Funky Divine or Diva, I call him Diva. Divine, I think his name is. Said straight black men are the cancer of the community. Straight black men are the cancer of the community, and I'll play this clip back in a second so you can hear what he had to say. But he did bring up some good points because I did see recently where a young boy, because he was rejected, did body slam this teenage girl and had his friend recording it, and his friend was egging him on like, what are we doing? Mentality of a goddess said, I think it's more so that masculine energy overpowering feminine energy is the cancer. Break it down some more for me, Mentality of a goddess, because I would love to hear that perspective. New folks, I'm going to play this clip. I do apologize that I got to keep playing it back because I've got people coming on and off.
It has now come to the time that we have
welcome,
a conversation.
Welcome. All right, for my new folks, I apologize. I got to keep repeating because we keep getting new folks. We're talking about our straight black men, the cancer of the black community. Our straight black men, the cancer of the black community. And take a listen to Funky Diva.
That we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation. Black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves. And I'm going to niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm going to say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts. y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issues. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now, y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Argue with your man.
All right, FA, welcome. Riverside, welcome. I still don't know how to pronounce that mentality of a guy. It's Dineva. Dineva. I believe. Been following him since Twitter before he blew up. All right, you're probably not gonna like this, FA. Funky Dineva said that straight black men are the cancer of the black community. I'll go back to play the clip again. Rashad, you heard the clip, but I want to play it again for FA and the new folks. Does he have a point?
Now come to the time that we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves, and I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issues. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now, y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on the head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Oh man. First of all, what's going on? What's up?
How you doing,
But
FA?
good. Dang. That was so hard to to hear. If I'm listening from an open mind, it's oddly enough, I was kind of agreeing with him at first. I don't know what direction he's going with when it says the I don't like the part where he said we're the enemy to black to homosexuals, or we're the enemy to women. But I do think that it starts with us and it ends with us. I think that we are the problem among. I think we are the problem. Within our community. If he was talking about like violence and violent type of stuff, I would agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't know the direction he's going with when he says we the enemy to our women, we the enemy to the gays. I'm like, I think that's a separate issue. I think two things can be true. Right? I think the messenger, I'm assuming who he represents, and not go over well from the heterosexual community. They're not gonna want to hear it from him. But then if I try to be impartial, I do believe that heterosexual men within our own community are just we out of control. Like the shootings, the killings, just the ridiculousness is probably the biggest issue. If not the biggest, one of the biggest issues in our community. Now, I don't stand for all that other stuff he was saying when he say like the trans and the gays, let it go. No, no, no. Two things can be true. You know what I mean? You cannot be feeling that and not be a part of that and that be a separate issue. But if you're talking about, and I guess even in my opinion, life and taking someone's life, I think that's the most valuable thing in the world. And because we do it so much, I would probably say that that is the biggest issue in our community.
I'm actually very shocked, FA, because I really thought you were going to be in disagreement.
Think that emotionally, I think you made a good point, but I think that I think if we subtract some of the antics, right, and his homosexualness that comes out, that's a little off-putting. If I try to remove my emotion from that part and just hear him, right, and try to remove and just hear him speaking with passion, opposed to speaking with just homosexual, you know, essence. If I just hear it as passion, then I gotta agree with him. I'm not. I don't know where he's going with the enemy of black women and the enemy of gays. I don't know about that part. But if he's talking about just violence and who's causing harm to our community the most, yeah, I would probably say heterosexual men. Because we killing the most. That's for sure.
Mm.
That's for sure.
And did you see the little boy? I think he got mad because the little girl from his school didn't want to talk to him, so he body slammed her, and then had his homeboy record it.
Nah, I didn't see that. But
I
I
think
think that
that's what
that's
he's
yeah, but I don't think that's
no, that's what
yeah.
he's
See, but
referring to because
that's what okay.
yeah, I believe that's what he's referring to is that incident happened. That was last week where I saw the little boy. He was mad. I guess he wanted to talk to the little girl. She rejected him, and then he recorded video, and he's on the video body slamming this little girl.
Yeah, I think that aligns more with homosexual activity or mama boy activities because I know a lot of homosexual women that fight girls. You know what I'm saying, and treat them like you know equals or peers, so to speak. And or I think that's a product of single motherhood. Not having a daddy in the home
But did you just
for
hear
these
what
little
he?
boy.
We gotta stop making blame it. Well, I want to let me play back. Hey, clean, clean. Rashad, what happened? I don't. Rashad got back on here and then got off. So I don't know what happened to him. Because he hasn't been on here in a minute. I just talked to Rashad. But I want to play this back because I think he said we gotta stop. He said something along of the lines like we gotta stop making black women try to rearrange. We're let me let him say it. Anyway, new folks, these Parker. Um, I got this clip. Please don't shoot the messenger. I'm not trying to stir up anything, but I am trying to have a good conversation today. What up, Super Pad? Because what I don't know what the struggle is between black men and black women, but it's something that we definitely need to talk about. So he said, straight men are the cancer of the black community, and I wouldn't say y'all are the cancer because y'all are supposed to be the catalyst of the black community. But here we
Gentlemen,
are.
it has now come to the time that we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show
Okay,
that black
Clean, I see you.
men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves, and I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community.
What up, Rashad? Welcome back. You want to chime in on this? And Clean Clean said this is ridiculous. Mama
Let me
said,
say,
Clean Clean said this is ridiculous. Mama said black men need to stop blaming single mothers for all their issues. Rashad, welcome back to the chat. What is your opinion on this?
There is an element of truth to what he is talking about, but he has added emotion into it. And because he's added emotion into it, his mind has gotten cloudy, right? To say that we are the cancer, you can't say that because at the end of the day, there are a lot of unhealed black men out here that are unhealed for a plethora of different reasons, right? And so that means that this is the effect. If that is the effect, there's a cause that began somewhere else. One other thing that I will say is that it's really interesting. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but there are few when it comes to that particular community. There are very few of them that, well, let me put it this way. A lot of them always talk about how the violence against them is unwarranted. But there are very few of them that talk about the fact that a lot of that violence towards them is perpetuated because of how a lot of them maneuver in these streets, right? When they say, you know, the trans people aren't women's competition and, you know, it's about the men. Well, a lot of trans people cause a lot of issues on both sides, and that's never addressed. So the reason why I was bringing that up is because of the fact that he started off well, but then when he started, you know, just solely putting it on us, then I'm just like, no, we all got a hand in this. We all have a hand in it. You know, even when it comes to women, yeah, I don't condone it, but a lot of these dudes have gotten to where they are because of the treatment that they have received from other women. And when you tie that into the fact that the community doesn't really hold young black boys accountable like they really should, if you're an athlete, you get away with murder.
Hey, man.
The coaches let you do everything. The parents let you do everything. You know, you get special favors and all of these other things. They act a nut on the court, and they still get playing time. And it's just like I said, it's a plethora of issues that have us where we are. But we also have to understand that it's not a representation of the whole, right? But the one thing that I will say that I agree with them on, heterosexual black men, we do have to hold ourselves accountable. There's a bro code out there that allows for a lot of this stuff to go unchecked. You know what I'm saying? And I see it all the time. I got a lot of homeboys that got partners that are deadbeat dads.
Mm.
I don't have no deadbeat dads in my circle. Regardless of how we grew up, regardless of how cool we were, I can't preach a message and then maneuver in a way where I don't hold the people that are closest to me accountable. So if I'm coming on here talking about all of this stuff with everybody, that's 10,000 miles away from me, but I can't do the same thing to the people that's down the street. If we finna go do whatever, and we want to, play some golf, we want to ball, we want to do whatever, but the message that I portray to them is not the same message that I portray to y'all, then I'm a part of the problem as well. And so the only thing that he said that I agree with is the fact that we have to hold each other accountable more so than we do. That was the only thing that I agree with. All that other stuff about we are the crux of the problem, that's not the truth. It's just not.
Okay.
I
Hold
think
on.
we got it.
Hold on, because we got some new folks. Discussions with Didi Parker.
Go ahead.
We are talking about are straight men the cancer of the Black community. I'll play the clip back in a second. Clean said those LGBTQ trans Black dudes are going to forever cling to y'all Black women because y'all are the only ones that enable them. Without y'all, they can't exist. So, of course, we are the enemy. He said, we do get held accountable, LOL. We get held accountable the most accountable. When this work call is over, I'm coming on. Okay. And I'm with you, Rashad, because I've had an encounter with a man. I called him Cisco. I told you this guy's on the live before, and he called me a bald-headed bee. So I can't fully say that they ain't the problem either. FA, I see you wanted to come in and say something.
I wanted to start off by saying a lot of men, it's going to be hard to hear coming from a homosexual because we don't view them as men. So when they say we're going to say that you're not a part of we. We don't
Mm-hmm.
view heterosexual men, unless you're like a liberal or progressive or some whatever that is. But most normal, I don't say normal, my normal, let me just say my normal. You know what I mean? Men don't view homosexuals as men and as people who are qualified to speak about man topics, unless you are what they call closet or like discreet homosexual. Like then it's more acceptable. But if you're like outward, and I hear him saying like us as men and the women don't need to be involved, and I clearly he's a homosexual. He keeps saying we need that. I'm like you wouldn't be a part of this conversation. I mean, I just know that's just I'm just speaking for most heterosexuals. When they hear that, they're not gonna accept him as a part of being able to speak for men in general, Black men especially.
I think he identifies as a man. So
Huh?
I think he identifies as a man.
No, I understand that. I said heterosexuals don't see homosexuals as men. Period. That's why they called him. He called himself a punk and a sissy earlier, right?
Yeah. Well,
That's
no,
what
he
we.
said that you can call me whatever you want to in the shade room.
Right. That's what. But they gave him that name for a reason. They call them punks and sissies. They don't call them men.
Okay. We still got
I'm
the.
saying they got that name for a reason. They're not a man. I mean, we don't heterosexual men don't view them as men.
I
That's it.
get
That's all I'm saying.
Well, but
Huh?
so let me explain real quick, Dee, why Hefe is saying that. One of the and to your point, I agree to a point. The type of homosexual men that we really don't consider to be in the same category and class as us are the ones that choose to act and emulate the characteristics of women. You can't
Right.
say you're a man with fingernails on. You can't say you're a man with a wig on, because once you do those things, you cross that threshold. You are no longer thinking as a man. You are thinking as a woman. The
Yeah, no, that's
decisions that you make are decisions that, you know, a woman would have to make, not a decision that a man would have to make. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so to the point that he's making, he say, we don't consider them because you've already chosen your side. So
Yeah.
you can't go back and forth, which is what they try to do. No,
Mhm.
no, but you don't like something that we've done. You can't be like we. No, you ain't we no more. Now you on the outside looking in, just like they are. So you can give a perspective from them. You can't give a perspective from us
Yeah.
because you have waived those rights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what
So
Hefe
you're
is.
saying, so you're saying because I've never seen this man in a wig, but I follow him like that. I just saw this and I was like, really interesting. I never, from things, the clips I've seen, I've never seen him in a wig. I've never seen him in nails. I think
Fair,
he just men.
sure, fair enough. But if you listen to his mannerisms,
Yeah, you can hear the
what does that
femininity in it.
remind you? Does that remind you of a man, or does that remind you of a woman?
I mean, he sounds sassy, but I mean, he still got the body parts.
So
Oh yeah.
once again, we're talking about the cognitive dissonance. We're talking about the state of mind, right? We're not talking body parts. He's going to always have the body parts unless he gets some change. But to the point that Hefe is making, when you start speaking on things, you have to consider where your frame of mind is. And if your frame of mind is pop in and snap
That of a
this
woman.
stuff, you've traded. Then
You
you can't consider yourself to be a representative of a traditional man. Let's say traditional. Let's not say normal, but a traditional man, right?
You think that a man, you think being a man is like a light switch? You think it's like a character that we portray? Or do you think it's who we are? And you say, to say he got the body parts don't make him a man. Being a man is not based on, being a male is based on a body part, right? But being a man is, like my man Rashad is saying, is the way you think. And you can't emulate a woman. You cannot be emulating a woman with all your mannerisms and how you conduct and act and then switch back and say, but us as men, you're not a man. You don't even act
But
like a man. You
if
don't think like a man.
he identifies as a man, then
Right.
who am I to
What
say? I
a
don't know.
person with a brain. I don't okay, so listen. And this was the disconnect because I don't subscribe to stuff like that. That's all like Democrat liberal talk. Like, okay, I identify as a rabbit, so now I can speak as a
I
rabbit.
identify as
Right?
a woman.
No, no, no.
What
You're saying he identifies as a man. This is the fact that you even said that. Why would you say he identifies as a man? Is he a man or is he not?
he is a man in my eyes.
I'm sure. What if he didn't identify as a man? Would he not be a man?
He would
Okay,
still
I don't want
he
to
would
put you
be a
on
man.
blast like that,
No, he would still
huh?
be a he would still be a
Okay, so how you identify don't matter. That has something to do with maybe how
no,
you
but
would like to be
saying that
addressed.
if he sounds a certain way, he's still not a man. He's still a man because he still has the body parts.
No, he's a male. That's what I'm trying to tell
Oh,
you. He's a
oh,
male.
I
He's
got you.
not a man.
I
He's
got
not a
you.
man. That's why I said earlier we don't. He wouldn't be a part of this conversation because this conversation would be for men only. He's a male. Yeah, he's a
So you
cis.
feel because he's a male, he doesn't have a right to challenge black men and say, black men, y'all need to do
No,
better.
no, I don't. I don't. I'm not saying that. I said that the message is not going to probably be received well from him. You see what I'm saying? Which a person could be saying something true, but it be coming from the wrong person. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm. Hold on.
So,
So
oh, wait,
it's
wait.
Pope 9 said true. Nothing against him, but I'm only talking to my straight men. Mama said, but they still men regardless. Is a Pope 49 said, but they are not teaching our young men to be men. They are thinking like a female. But okay, hold on, because I want to get back to that. Mama said, what about the gay men who doesn't do all of those things? But clearly, my straight men, y'all not teaching these little boys to be men either, because why is there a 13, 14-year old
Yeah,
body a
yeah.
little girl? I'm just saying.
I agree. I can address both of those. I think the first thing you said was, what was the last comment you just read?
I said, my straight men, you're not
No,
teaching.
the last comment.
Oh, Mama said, what about the LGBTQ men who don't do all of those things?
I said that earlier. I said that the message can be received from a masculine presenting male who just happens to be homosexual. Listen, we got to know this too. In a normal world, listen, in a normal world, I should know who you sleep with by talking to you, right? I should not know your sexual preferences by just having an interaction with you. That's like abnormal that I would recognize that you are on enough because, and that's the reason why we can't. James Baldwin was highly respected in the black community, right? And he played for the other team, right? You know that, right?
No, I didn't. You
Oh,
told me something.
okay, yeah. James Baldwin was a punk, right? He was a sissy too. But the point is,
Say
we didn't have
that
an issue with.
word as they. Oh,
They can't. No, I thought that was.
punk is
Oh, they
not.
can use it, but we can't. He just said it. He called himself a sissy.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I can't keep up with all the rules. But listen,
To try to keep it cute, I just say
he
LGBTQ.
okay, he was a homosexual,
Okay.
right? He was a
Yeah.
homosexual, and everybody was okay with him, because he was a masculine presenting male, and he just spoke. He was sending a message and doing good for the community. He wasn't bringing in who he liked to sleep with into his political views, right?
Okay.
That's all that I'm saying. I shouldn't who you sleep with shouldn't matter. The message. So yes, mom, I don't have an issue with if you decide to sleep with anybody in your bedroom, as long as you present yourself like a normal human functioning when you out here communicating, we wouldn't have an issue. Secondly, what about all them where are the men not raising these children? Now listen, I'm willing to speak up for men right now and say it's all men's fault. If women are ready to receive the fact that they need to be led.
Hold on, because we got some new folks. Hold that thought. I want you to hold that thought. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We're talking about straight men. Are they the cancer of the black community? And then let me play this clip. Do not forget what you're going to say, FA, okay? Because I want
Yeah.
you to come back to it. I'm going to play this clip so you guys
Come
can
to
hear
the
it. Here
time
we
that
go.
we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men
I see you,
need
Swisher. I
to
got you.
have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves, and I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community.
All right. Swisher said once they turn LGBTQ, masculinity goes out the window. Is a Pope 49 said we are trying, and it's a hell of a job. This ain't easy, but the women that's against us or the LB community fooling our boys, making it okay is confusing. I see you, Tasha. Swisher said, ain't no grapefruit fruit can preach to us. Straight dude, get the F out of here. Mama said women don't have a problem being led if the man is a leader. Super Pad said women are raising boys. The kids, that kid's mama was defending him. Did you see that? Where he slammed her and she was defending him? I said, sis, you are out of pocket. Tasha said, what exactly is the problem though? He is only saying they are a problem, but not identifying the problems. What is his theory? That straight black men as a whole is a problem. Swish said, "What has the world come to when a LBGT dude can call straight dudes soft?" All right, I want to go back to you, FA, and you answering the question because, again, I question this because when I see things like this, I see a 13, 14-year old slamming a young girl because she didn't want to date him. What up, Bill? She didn't want to date him. To me, that seems like that's a problem. And then, like Super Pat said, the mom got on TV and social media and was defending this little boy's actions.
And you know what? I did before I was gonna give my opinion, but I didn't even know that the mom defended the little
Yeah,
boy's action. But I'm not surprised at all. You know why? Because the mom needs to be told what to do. I keep listen. When you allow women to be in leadership roles, they tend to lead through emotion. And her mama bear outfit came on and she want to defend her son and she don't use her brain no more because her baby boy is the only thing that matters. That's how in her womanly brain she thought it was rational to defend a undefendable act, right? Because she feels like if she speaks against her son, then she doesn't love her son. And this shows that is no man in the house. You hear what I'm saying? There is no man. Y'all always say I beat up single mothers, but I'm telling you, it all connects back to single motherhood. This little boy's been raised by a little girl. I mean, that's been raised by a woman who don't have a man to guide and direct her. Obviously, you see what I'm saying? You got an alpha male that's not in the house to teach this little boy how to deal with rejection and not get in his way. He probably don't have a man involved in the house at all. You see what I'm saying? At all. So you have women out here having children that they shouldn't have. I'm not saying they should abort all their children, but we just gotta. It's the problem just compounds because you got women who don't have any value.
100% blame that all on women because what about these
No,
absent
no, it's
fathers?
both. No, it's both.
Okay,
It's both. So but what I'm saying, the only reason why I put more blame on the women is because the women, because y'all have taught us your body. What is it? My body, my right, my body, or whatever. How it works.
yeah, something like that.
Right. So because you're saying it's 100% your right to make the decision, then I gotta put more blame on you. See, back in 100 years ago, do you know 100 years ago, you couldn't get an abortion whether you wanted it or not, and the child belonged to the father. Like the child belonged to the father. So if you was divorced or you was to leave your husband, the children would stay with the father. Did you know that?
Yeah,
So
Josh said, "My body, my choice." That's what it is.
my
My body.
body, my choice.
Yeah.
So things have changed because women can't raise children. Like they can't raise boys. They definitely can't raise boys. They don't have what it takes to raise boys. Men gotta stop. Listen, men gotta have better dick discipline. And men need to stop having consensual consensual sex with these women with such low standards, right? We got to stop having sex with them
But that's
and,
what we
and,
were
and
trying
getting
to
caught
say.
up in the moment.
Stop putting the blame all on women. And when are men
I'm
going
put
to
I'm
step
putting
up?
it on men. I'm putting it on men. I
Okay,
said we need to
okay,
stop
okay,
doing this.
okay, okay, okay.
I said we need to stop. We need to have better dick discipline and stop sleeping with women of such low morals. They have no standards, right? Because it's consensual. This is not great, right? This is consensual. So they are willing to have children with men that they shouldn't, right? They have no standards. They'll have a baby with anybody. And the problem is they're having babies by men that are not worthy of babies. Right? You got men that are sleeping with women that don't know how to raise themselves, let alone raise another human being, and these women are happily having the baby. And then they expect a different outcome when it's time to raise the child. He wasn't a good man in the first place. You think he's gonna raise a good man? And where's your brain at to even have the child with him? So let me know you don't got much of a brain either. So you got a bunch of stupid people having children and expecting
Different
better
stuff.
outcomes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right. Hold on. Tasha said, who is this trying to get on here? Clean, clean. Tasha said, "Oh, this is based on the video online. I didn't see anyone get slammed. She definitely got slammed, Tasha. I don't think they showed it because it was so explicit and because of the children's ages." Super said facts. Swisher said, So what a child do somehow reflect on all men? No, I'm just saying that where are the fathers to teach these boys? That is not what you are supposed to be doing to a little girl. You are not supposed to put your hand on a female. Period. I'm
The
sorry.
the fa- the fathers are respecting women's choices. You know how women abort children that fathers want. Speak for women right now, Didi. Do you know how women abort children that fathers actually want? They want the child. The woman says they don't want the child, and they abort the child. That happens sometimes, right?
Yeah, that does. I'm not
And
in disagreement.
and the man has to respect the woman's body and her choice, right?
Yes.
Okay,
If
cool.
that's what
So
that is what society standards say. Yes.
okay,
My
cool.
body.
So when
Yes.
you ask where are the fathers at when these little boys are doing these ridiculous acts, we're saying they are exercising the same right that the mama did, and that is not being present. Saying I don't want the child, I'm not going to be present. Period.
But
And we're going to
that's not
respect
doing
it.
that's doing a disservice to your child because now
And
you're
that's beside the point. Many
no, it
people say,
isn't.
no, listen. Many people say getting an abortion is murder, right? So we can they'll say you're doing a disservice by murdering a child by having an abortion, right? That's what many people say, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we can't play both sides. We
Not
got to
playing
be
both sides,
equal.
but we are putting one blame. We're putting everything on the woman, and where is the
No, I know.
accountability when it comes to the men and their responsibilities? I get
No,
it.
I'm
You
not putting it
you
on the
might not
women.
hold on, Fa. I get it. You might not have wanted the child, but you laid your ass down without a condom and you had
No,
that baby.
no. No, that's not how it works. No, that's not how it works.
It is.
No,
We
you
can't
cannot
make
bully
babies
men.
without y'all.
No, listen, you cannot bully men. You say you cannot bully men just like men can't bully women. If the man says he wants the kid, okay, this is the problem and why y'all not logical, I'm be honest. So you believe in her body, her choice, right?
I believe in whatever the woman wants. For
So
if it
her
ain't,
body, right, whatever the woman wants.
yeah.
What about this? She laid herself down and she knew what she was doing, so she should be
And you
forced to have
both
this
did.
kid.
That's why we're
No,
all
right? No,
grown
no,
in
listen.
the situation.
So listen. So she should be forced to have the kid, right? Because she knew what she was doing and she laid herself down. Why is it that she don't have to be
No,
forced to be a mother, but you're
I say
forcing
I
him to be a father?
you for those that want to keep the kid, for those fathers that want to keep the kid, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? That should be a decision that is made by both of you guys, because you both laid down. But what I'm saying
But
is,
that's not the case though.
but it isn't. But it doesn't give these men the right to be absentee fathers. This is the hold on. Let
Ma,
me
you
read.
can't. Okay,
Hold
okay.
on, let me read the comments. Mama said Swisher. He didn't say soft. He said they are the problem. Super Pat said preach. Swisher said, so now straight black men are a problem. Mama said so. Some women are single mothers but were once married. Uh, Swisher said it used to be black women having black men back. These days are over. Um, Tech said time to attack black men again. Not attacking because this didn't come from a black woman. This came from the LGBT man and a black man. Super Fast said, but men need to be in the house and be more in the kid's life. That's all I'm saying. Mama said men need to start using protection and making babies they don't want. Swisher said the problem is the mindsets of some of these women and men. Tech said you're preaching. Um, Tasha laughing my ass off. A bunch of stupid people having kids. Swisher said, "How many women degrade the father to the kids, which leads to loss of respect for the father?" I agree with that. There are women that do that. Swisher said, "My point is both women and men that we both. You're right. We do have to do better." And Mama said, "If you don't want a child, stop having unprotected sex. Period." All right.
And if you want better fathers, stop having children by men that never shown you that they are an adequate man. Period. Stop having kids just because you got pregnant. Have some self worth. You ain't, I
But
mean,
we
to
can't.
me, it's so sad because it don't take a lot. You could say, "Oh, a man should have some more worth. I mean, some self worth and be more selective with who he lays down with." Okay, sure, he should. And women, you should have some more self worth and stop having babies just because you got pregnant by a dumpster diver. Like it's almost like it don't even matter who it is. Y'all just had a baby,
But
and
Efe,
y'all want me to.
I think my point is, FA, if this 13-year-old had had a father figure in his life, somebody
Right,
that was leading him, maybe
right.
he wouldn't have did what he did and body slammed this little girl. That's what I'm saying.
Right. If his mother would have waited till she got married to conceive children, then
I don't know
he
what
probably would.
we don't because we can't even
We
say
don't know
we
none
don't
of
know.
it. We are all
Right.
of it is hypothetical. We don't know none of it. I'm just saying that what I'm saying is one is a lot more common than the other, right? It is a lot more it's a lot more common that women, our black women, are baby mamas than they are married women having children. We
Well,
know
you should have
we
been on
just know that
yesterday's
nowadays.
you should have
Say it
been on
again.
yesterday's conversation. Clean, clean. Welcome to the chat. Hold on, let me read these real quick, and then I'll get your input. Tasha said I had a homegirl or two that I begged them not to have the kids because they were not ready and had malicious give birth, only to trap and get back at the dude for breaking up and cheating. Shaking my head. Swisher said dumpster diver. He's laughing my ass off. Mama said stop making kids if you don't want them. Tassa said so the child becomes a victim solely based off ill
Yeah,
intentions from one parent to hurt the other parent. The kid's
yeah.
life is doomed before it even gets started. I mean, I get it. And FA, you're right. There are some sad stories out here. But what I'm saying is we can't put everything on the women. That's unfair.
No, we're not putting everything. Clink, clink. Let me just say this before you go. I just want y'all to understand. This is why it's so for an intelligent man, it's hard to take a woman seriously because y'all contradict yourself so much. Like y'all believe y'all exercise double standards, and then soon as you don't like it,
What y'all
y'all
do?
say that's a double standard. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying the inconsistency or your inability to remain neutral when it doesn't benefit you makes you ineligible
Yep.
to have this conversation. I
Yep.
brought up the fact that my body, my choice was
Yeah.
an unfair statement, but you are subscribing to it because you emotionally identify with the
No, no,
woman
no,
and
no.
you
You saying
believe.
I'm just no, FA. I said my body, my choice. But what else did I say?
No, 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 no. That's that you can't be both.
No,
It's either
no, no.
my
What
body.
else did I say though, FA? What else did
You
I
said that
say?
it should be a conversation
It's
if the man right. I don't care about a conversation because a conversation doesn't hold any standard and it doesn't hold any merit. You could just say I had a conversation, hang the phone up. Like that don't help me with nothing. See what I'm saying? My body, my choice is indefinite. It means that conversation or not, I get the final say. Right? If I have a conversation or I don't have a conversation, it's my body, my choice. I said, okay, well, let me just give you the equal
But what
other
did you
side of
say?
that.
Hold on, FA. What did you say? Because you said there are men out here that want to keep their kids, right? And
Right, right, right.
sometimes the woman wants to have the abortion, right? Then that
Yeah.
needs to be you need to take her ass to court and get that shit injunction.
Yeah, but
There are
there
laws.
is no,
There's no law
no,
that
listen,
supports
but
that.
there is no law. That's the point. There is no law to
Right.
make a woman have a child. And this is, hold on. That's why it's so funny because y'all don't even know how y'all be putting your own foot in y'all mouth because that is what the conservative Republican Party was arguing. That's the reason why they got rid of abortions, okay? They were saying you shouldn't have a right over that child because that child deserves its own life, right? So you're an advocate for pro-life, not pro-choice. My body, my choice is the pro-choice position. Pro-life position is women should not be able to have the right to abort a child because that is not their life to abort. Now,
Well,
what you're now saying is so now
abortion
we should
in
be able to fight it. Well, that's
situation
not
like
it.
this.
As of right now, it's nothing we can do about that. But so
I
I
do
can
believe in
only
abortions in certain situations, FA, because what if I get raped by somebody I don't
right,
let me
right,
get
right.
pregnant?
These are the very low percentages, and I don't think that the law is perfect either. So I'm not arguing for pro-life, right? I'm saying that there should be. I lean a little bit more towards pro-life than anything. But the point is, I'm not saying that their side is perfect either. They should make some adjustments as well. The point that I was trying to make, clean, was I was given the fact that you were okay with my body, my choice, and then
And
when I
but what
said, okay, well,
no, FA, you're not gonna do that.
hold on.
You're not gonna do that, FA. Go
Well,
ahead.
Didi,
You're not
all
gonna do
you
that.
said was my body, my choice. For the men that want the kid and the women don't, they should at least have a conversation. Okay, they had a conversation, Didi. She's still gonna kill the kid and I want it. Now what?
You
So
said
what the
there's
hell
no
did the conversation do? The
I mean
conversation did
there's no
nothing.
law. You said there's no laws, but I'm sure there's injunctions.
Okay, well, listen.
I,
No, there is not. No, there is
okay.
no laws. You can't make a person get an abortion. I mean, no, you
Not
can't
make
make a
them
person
get it.
have a
No, you
kid
can't
that.
make somebody get an abortion.
No,
Absolutely.
I said that wrong. My bad, DD. You
Oh,
can't make a person have a child that they don't want in any blue state.
I
In
could
any
have
blue state.
sworn I seen a story. One of them
No,
life.
no, you. I'm just
Okay,
telling you, you're
I'm
wrong.
a
In
look.
some of the
I'm
red
a look.
states, they tried to
Look.
change that,
I'm
but
a
in the
look
blue
because
states, no.
I like to look and educate myself.
But the
Clinton,
opposite, right? But the hold on,
Clinton,
let me
what
just
were
the
you
end
gonna
part.
say?
The last part just was the opposite of my body. My choice was if you can't force her to be a mother, then you can't force men to be a father. I can't stop you from having this kid, but I can stop myself from being involved, and that's the ugly reality. But
Is that right,
but
FA?
that is the
Do two
equal
wrongs make
parallel.
it right? Do two wrongs make it right, FA? Come on.
But no, I don't believe in two wrong nigga. I believe in equality. You know the thing y'all kept fighting for and saying that y'all want. I'm just providing equality. That's it.
Okay,
I can see.
Clinton, what you got to say, Clinton?
Oh my God, yo. All right, man. So the clip you played, the dude that's talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, it is my outlook that I believe that there's an even exchange between black women and black men. The exchange is they're going to always co-sign you and never hold you accountable. And what they get in return from y'all is friendship, and y'all help them integrate into society. Cause there's really, without y'all, there's not many places in society for them. And they need y'all because nobody else is going to befriend them and enable them. It's not going to be straight black men. You can go back to school, college, it's always the black girl that best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's never the gay dudes not hanging out with the straight guys, the basketball players, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's y'all, they need y'all. So there's an exchange of, girl, I always got your back. You always the victim, nothing your fault. I'm gonna speak up for you. In a return, they gain y'all friendship and alliance. It's an exchange. And this dude that you played in the clip is a prime example of that. Here's the deal. For one, black people, black men, black women, black people in general, we're not a monolith. Not anymore. Everybody's different. You got black conservatives, you got black liberals, you got like you can't just say black people anymore. Maybe time you now with the advancement of technology and careers and economy, we're not a monolith anymore.
Okay.
So for example, this absentee father thing, like that's not really it's not the 80s, it's not the crack era no more. Like dudes is dads now. Like, and a lot of and the crazy thing is, forget the abortions. If a man has a baby with a woman and the relationship doesn't work out, 9 times out of 10, the most expensive and difficult process of that man's life will be to be a father to that child. Unless the relationship works out with the woman, it's hell for a man to be a father. Y'all don't make it easy. Y'all aren't professional
Let's
and
not
say,
say
hey,
all because some women
so,
don't make it easy. Some women don't.
they don't make it easy. It's not like a professional agreement of like, oh man, you know what, the relationship didn't work out, but this child is half yours, so let's raise it together amicably. They don't do that. Most of the time women will box the father out as much as possible to justify receiving as much money from him as possible. Because if the man is actually a 50-50 participant in the child's life, there's no reason why you get child support anymore. So now you gotta fully support yourself. But if you minimize that man to only get to see his kid every other weekend, now you can justify him giving you $800 a month. So a lot of times they choose the money over the father being in the child's life. And now the dad only get to see his kid 4 days a month, every other weekend. So even though he is a present father, what kind of influence can you have over a child if you only see it 4 days a month? So the thing is, take me for example. and I'm still going through the thing, I got full custody of my son, but I still got to make it through trial and all of that. Once all this is said and done, I would have paid over $100,000 just to be a dad.
How
See,
about that?
Most dudes don't even have, most regular guys that work at Target or so, they don't got that bread. They can't do that.
I
They,
get.
95% of
so
men don't have that.
they don't have that. So I barely got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grinding over here. So the thing is we don't, and the dude talking about accountability, we get held. That's why I said in my comment, we get held the most accountable. If you have a kid that you can't afford, there's government subsidies that's going to help you. If I can't afford to support my kid, I go to
Jail.
jail. That's called
Jail.
that's called accountability.
Mm,
That's why I said, like, y'all got to stop these Derek Jacksons and these gay dudes that's going to constantly reaffirm y'all narratives. Y'all got to
Yeah.
stop letting these dudes gas y'all because they're using y'all. Oh, we talking about we want fathers and lives. Yeah, number one thing that fathers do is they administer accountability,
That's right.
not only on the child but also of the woman of the household,
That's right.
because the
That's
man is the
right.
leader of the household. So the man is not only accountable, he also gonna hold mom accountable when she out of
That's
pocket.
right.
But
That's
that's the
right.
thing, a lot can't nobody hold these motherfuckers unaccountable no more.
Can't tell no black
Everything,
woman no no.
you
Yep.
can't tell y'all nothing no more. Y'all smarter than doctors, lawyers, scientists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody
Yeah.
can tell
Facts.
y'all shit no more. Y'all have become like this invincible Iron Maidens type shit. And now it's like, everything is everybody else's fault. We're always the victims. Nobody protects us. And it's like, that's not even the case. So all I'm saying is y'all gotta stop letting dudes like that dude in that clip you played, and the dude you played on the Meg Thee Stallion clip the other day. These soft, like either feminine, gay, or sus type dudes who you can tell was raised by a single woman and fed that narrative. These dudes, they're using y'all. They're using y'all, and they making money off of y'all, and
okay,
they building brands off of y'all.
let me
All
read some of these
because
comments.
all because they not holding y'all accountable. But yeah, go ahead.
Let me read some comments. Swisher said women are about 70% of the blame. Superpad said high schools need to offer better parenting courses and colleges too. Tasha said my dad told me if a man tell you not to have a baby, then you don't have that baby, and he right because
Facts.
that man giving you fair warning despite your
Yep.
body, your choice.
That's
Mama
right.
said your body, your choice not to sleep with the woman. Swisher said true. He was laughing. He said it's usually the other way around. Women keep babies thinking it's going to keep the man. Swisher said, preach, brother. Mama said, if dudes are dads, how can you say there are so many single moms? And Superpad said, co-parenting. Swisher said, there are dads that just not husbands. Superpad said, preach.
Right.
And Swisher said, he's speaking the truth. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
I am, and again, I don't agree with everything that this man says. I agree that there is something going on, unfortunately, when it comes to our little boys. I don't know where they're seeing this behavior, why they think it's okay to put their hands on females. And I get it. My brother went through, a thing with his baby mama where we couldn't even see my nephew. And he's 18 now. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to move to a whole nother state and she was allowed to because the judge granted her the right to do it. And it cost him, like, to see his son, it cost him a certain amount of money. And he couldn't even, like, go get his son. He had to have visitation, paid visitation. He had to pay out of his pocket. So I get it where the frustration comes in, and because it is a money grab, so I get the frustration, and I'm like, yeah, f that broad. We'll see him when he turned 18, because
Well,
who's
they
gonna
go.
keep?
That's for all
But
them
guess
fathers.
what? He
That's
probably
for all the
hates you.
fathers.
Most of these kids gonna hate you when they turn 18 because you wasn't there for them. And nobody, and that's another thing too, is a lot of kids grow up with their dad being vilified to them,
That's right.
not knowing how hard they dad tried to be in their life. Instead,
Never.
dad is painted as this dude that didn't give a fuck and left you, not knowing dad got two lawyers, he sold his car,
Yeah.
he
And
tried,
you don't even,
but
and it's
like,
so hard for a man. The man got to be so mature. Listen, I remember when I went through my little custody thing with her mom. Her mom was doing all the foolishness that she was doing. Which we good now though, thank God. But the point is, you know how mature I had to be with accepting the short end of the stick over and over and over and over. And my mother
mm-hmm,
bought me this, and my mom and I used to be
mm-hmm,
like, your mother didn't buy you none of that. Actually, I
yep,
paid for it. But mama is a superhero, and I didn't want to rob my child of being able to view her mother the way that most young kids want to view their mother. But the mom had no problem with robbing her child of how she viewed me. This is why I used
yep,
to always say, you
yep,
don't love your child. I used to tell this to her mother, you don't love your child. You don't love your child because you had no problem with your daughter viewing me a certain kind of way. But it's because you're so emotional, you cannot think beyond how you feel in the moment. You don't see that your actions now is going to cause or potentially cause a disconnect later. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's because it's how you feel right now. And you say, we all just named three different cases of the mom making it extremely difficult for the father
Yeah.
to be involved in the child's life. And then you say, where the fathers at? They with their mamas. And their mamas keeping them, at least in the black community. The
yep,
black community, our black women have been prostituted out. They have sold their soul for $1.
for the
Like
money,
everything is
for
about
the
money.
money,
And as long as you got some money, they'll do anything. They go to Dubai and let you shit and piss on them for a couple dollars. You see what I'm
facts,
saying? They'll lose all their morals. They will sleep with anybody with track semen from condoms to try to impregnate themselves. They will do anything for money. And guess what they will do? And they'll make sure that their child father is not present
yep,
because the less he's around, the more money they get.
the more money
I
you
mean,
get.
listen, our women have like they are just, unfortunately, most of them are just cheap hoes, just really for purchase. And so this is not all about the black woman being the fault. What I'm telling you is this: unfortunately, the way society is built, a lot of the blame is going to fall on the woman because a lot of the privilege is given to the woman. So, like, if the father said, "No, I'm taking my child," she won't have him. And she can get visitations. I guarantee you, a lot of these issues wouldn't be as prevalent. Now, there might be a lot of young boys that don't have emotional connection or whatever, but they won't be slamming different girls and it may be a different set of issues, but it won't be as these type of issues. It won't be
Yeah.
these type of issues. That's all that I'm saying. The women hold so much power. They hold so much power. And then when the shit don't work out, they sitting there like, it ain't all our fault. It is your fault. It is mostly your
Yep.
fault. You want to keep, I told you, stop having babies by men that are not worthy of men. And your woman and your mother keeps saying, stop sleeping with them. Having sex doesn't equal having a child. That's why I never said stop sleeping with these. I never told you stop sleeping with men that dumpster dive. I never told women stop sleeping with men that are not adequate. What I said is stop having children by these men, is what I said. You can see whatever you want. I don't know why they want to keep equating unprotected sex to having a child. All sex does not equal a child. Having unprotected sex doesn't equal a child.
But I think what my mom is trying to say, it takes two people to lay down. Your sperm is the one
No,
that
laying down has nothing to do with having a child,
yeah,
though.
your sperm is the one that makes the baby. We can't
No,
make
no,
no
no,
No,
baby
no,
your
no,
with our
no,
egg,
no,
sperm.
no, 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 no,
no.
no. That's wrong. Check this out. It's as basic as like the
You,
Spider-Man where he say with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Hmm.
Y'all are the creators of life. With
no,
that power
incubators.
comes
Incubators.
responsibility. Y'all
But
can't you
we
can't
don't have the semen to make the babies.
but
No,
what
Yours
we
you
don't
have
make
is the ability to restrict the
But
access.
how do we make babies? We get
By
it from
being led by no. What I'm saying is y'all have the power to restrict access and be
okay.
selective and be and be less promiscuous. Y'all have the
this.
power.
How about
It,
this? Y'all got the power not to have the baby. How about that? We ain't even
yep.
getting to. You have the power not to have the baby. That's
And
all
take
I'm
and,
saying.
You
and
gotta
look, not only do
understand.
you get to not have the baby, you get to not have the baby and assume zero accountability for it.
But
And we're not going to
it
call you a
takes
murderer.
it's
Yep.
two sides. It's two sides to it because we both laying down, we both having sex, we both enjoying ourselves. So if you're not using a condom and you do what you do, a baby's gonna be made.
I
Didi,
don't understand. Where's the
you got the
disconnect?
ability to tell that man we are not having sex without a condom, period.
It is
Because
consensual.
y'all are telling dude,
Hey, y'all
because
niggas
look, y'all,
in your
because
pillow talking.
Didi, y'all are telling dude that y'all not going out on a date with him unless he's spending a certain amount of money.
You
Y'all are
ain't like
telling
that.
dude that y'all ain't gonna date him if he ain't got no job. So how come you can't tell him y'all ain't having sex unless you wear a condom? You got the power.
How
But
about
why
this?
you
Why do we keep?
something now?
I
Okay,
know.
super
Why do
bad
you
said.
keep equating? Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Superbad said single moms overcompensate for the dad not being around, so they spoil the kids.
Would they
Yeah, yeah,
spoil the kids
yeah,
with the
yeah.
dad's money?
Again, but no, 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 no. It's right. But forget the dad's money. When they spoil your kid, my mom used to tell me this all the time. If you spoil your child, you don't love your child. And when you 100%. And I realized that when I didn't like it when I was a kid. Trust me. But when I got old, I realized it. And especially boys, you cannot spoil
Yeah,
boys.
that.
Boys, you do not love him because just like I just said, my baby mother don't love her child because you are not having foresight. You're not thinking about this boy needs to overcome. He
Yeah.
needs to learn and to endure. He needs to learn how to deal with adversity and so on and so forth. If you constantly giving your child shit, you don't love that boy because when that boy becomes a man, he gonna still be looking for that. What you think he just gonna snap his fingers one day and all of a sudden he gonna be able to deal with adversity and his mama's nibble been in his mouth his whole life. Now all of a sudden he a grown man, he know what to do. No man, that ain't
Hmm.
how it works.
Yeah.
Switch said having a single mother doesn't turn you into a woman beater. Anger issues do. That's yeah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying single mamas. What I'm saying is I feel like had this young boy maybe had a man figure, whether it be a father, some sort of man figure, because it used to be once upon a time. It it took a village, and then when you people started going to this damn gentle parenting shit, you don't want
But
nobody to
look, but
correct
look,
kids.
look at
Gentle
the level of
parenting came from
accountability
single
there.
motherhood. Gentle parenting came from single motherhood.
Did
These
it?
things, not
Or
yes.
I
There's
don't. I
no
would blame
men.
motherhood. I would blame it on the other folks. That's who I'm blaming it on.
No, no,
When
no. I'm talking about we don't. What how they parent? They can't have to do anything by how we parent our kids.
oh, because it has
They,
everything to do with it. Because now you can go to
why?
jail for your children.
That don't got nothing to do with gentle parenting. I ain't say you got to beat them
Yeah,
with an extension
you
cord.
do.
No,
They
listen. There
adopted.
are ways. There are
They
ways to
adopted.
discipline your child without beating them with extension cords. Now, I'm not saying so.
Baby.
What you saying? There's no ability to. No, there's still ways to discipline your children. There are.
No, there is.
Although yeah. So the discipline parenting didn't come from fathers. Let me tell you something. You
I didn't
can't
say
make no
you didn't
alpha.
let me
No,
finish
listen.
though. I
No, no.
didn't say
I
it
said
came.
no. I said
Yeah,
single motherhood.
I didn't say it came from anything. What I said it came from, it didn't come from us. When people when we got away from the village and letting the village help us, that was the problem. Because I used to
Why?
get checked by
That's single
elders.
motherhood, ma. That's
No,
single
no, no.
motherhood.
I
The
used to get
village
checked
includes
by.
a
Oh
father.
no, hold up. I used to get checked by elders in my church who didn't have nothing to do with my family. That's what I say when I say it takes a village to raise
You know
children.
why? Listen, to be a part of that village, you have to have a father because that same village would vilify you if you didn't have a husband when you had a child. So that same elder in the church would also vilify you for being a baby mama. What you don't realize
Yep.
is this village included a father, and it included a father. And what I was trying to tell you is there ain't a law in the book that will stop a masculine man from disciplining his child. Ain't no way. It ain't enough laws that will restrict him from being able to discipline his child. It wouldn't matter what the law say. If that little boy did something he ain't like in that house and he puffed his chest up, that father would break him down right there in that moment. So gentle parenting did not come from alpha men,
No,
masculine men. It did not.
It
I never.
And
did.
what I'm saying
I,
is,
hold on. I
I know
never
you didn't
said that.
say that,
Shit.
Mom. I didn't say you said it came from men. I
Yeah,
said that I said it came from single motherhood, and you
I
said
won't say that.
no.
It
I
did. It did. It did. Gentle parents. It did come from single motherhood, and
Yeah.
a lot of these households that do have a man and a female,
Wouldn't
the
happen.
father has to fight. tooth and nail to
What your mom?
discipline the child because the mother is trying to enforce. Not so when your child do something bad, before the mother is standing in between you and the child because she don't want you to discipline them because she it evokes gentle parenting more. So, and that's why a lot of these households have friction too, is because there's different parenting ideologies between the two parents.
I
One
don't know if I
parent
agree
wants a
with
more
that because
traditional style of discipline, and the
my
other
mama
parent
was
is more modern.
my mama was a disciplinary. My dad was the one that had to be like, okay, we gonna chill. Maybe we don't need to be putting, with belts. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because
Well,
my
I
I
mom,
was
mean,
just
you're a
saying,
girl,
what
but that's what I'm
you
saying.
have a
You're
lot
a
of us say,
girl. Like, if
is
you
your
daddy's
father the
girl,
she
that
alpha
didn't give
male?
change
a
the dynamic.
girl. She
Yeah,
didn't,
but is
girl.
your
I
father?
had brothers too.
But is your
He
father
whooped on my
alpha
brothers
male?
too.
Is your father alpha male? Because I recall you saying
He is an
on
alpha
different
male.
occasions.
He is an alpha male.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
never
he's
mind. Never
definitely an
mind.
alpha
Okay,
male.
maybe I misheard you.
He
Okay,
is
okay, go
definitely
ahead.
alpha narcissistic male. Yes, he is. That's him.
I
So,
don't. It's kind of hard for me to call you an alpha male if you don't believe in disciplining your children.
no,
That's
I don't see
well,
how
I
unfortunate.
you're an
mean,
alpha
it
male.
came to a point where, like, maybe we need to be using belts, on the kids. That's what he told my mom. My mom came from that whoop ass era. She got, extension cords, uh,
Right,
branches. That was her whoopings, and we got whipped with belts. So it
right.
was what it was. She was the disciplinary. Swisher said exactly. Swisher said they can no condom, no sex. Why don't they do that? Swisher said, what if the father a beater too? True, because Carl, I grew up in a household. He was you know, on the DV. I grew up with that. So
Hey, yo, and look to Swisher's point where he said about the condoms thing, right? Check this out, and I bet Hefe could co-sign this. You know how many times in my life I was trying to use a condom and the girl was like, "Take that off and feel better."
why
Women don't
Oh,
like
hold on, hold on,
did
y'all
you
don't
oh,
do
oh,
like
it
hold on, hold
though?
on.
condoms.
Oh,
Y'all
Did
hey,
don't
you do
like
Pinkley,
it?
you ever heard
condoms.
this one? Pinkley, you ever heard this one? Oh, I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to latex. I'm
I'm
allergic to
allergic.
latex.
Oh
I'm
boy.
allergic to latex, bro. That's what I'm saying,
Oh boy.
bro. That's what I'm
Listen, I
saying.
know,
Y'all
but
gotta,
listen, that
huh?
doesn't play into their narrative though, because they got
It
to be the
don't.
victims. No, 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 that never happens. They would
It
never tell you to
don't.
not wear a
I never
It
condom.
said
Oh
don't.
anything.
my
It
It
God.
can.
don't.
I never said it didn't happen, y'all.
It
I
don't.
never said it never
That's
happened.
why I said y'all gotta stop listening to these Derek Jacksons and these gay dudes because I'm telling you, they're using y'all and they building their channels, they building their brands, and they sitting here giving y'all this queen shit, and nothing's your fault and everything is
But
everybody
you
else's
got work
fault.
you need to do. You
Yeah,
got
man,
work
y'all,
you need to do.
bro, y'all are the
No, we
pillars of the
both do.
community.
No, we both do. No, men have a lot. Listen, men got to learn how to be men again and how to be adequate leaders so they can tell these women what to do. Because lead. Let me stop using language I like. We can start. They can start leading these women. Okay, because we see how leadership with women in leadership looks in the black community. It ain't nothing but a disaster, right?
Yep.
We need to get back in the leadership role. So, and that is up. That is upon us as men. Unfortunately, and this is why I'm talking straight to the brothers. Okay, you had a baby with a broad. Fuck what they say. I don't agree with none of these women with the dumb shit that they say, where it says, "Oh, it doesn't matter now. You lay down, you got to be a father." Fuck what they say. They stupid. Listen, they're emotional and they just talking, right? What I am saying to you as a man is, whether you wanted that baby or not, it is your baby. And you need to take care of your baby. Period. For the baby's sake. Forget the mom. The mom is trash. Don't worry. She'll be ran through. Nobody wants her. Because I do believe that there are some women in our community we'll never be able to save. And just like there are men in our community that we ain't gonna be able to save either. We just gotta get rid of them. You see what I'm saying? It ain't nothing you can do with them. They done. They done. They too damaged on for whatever the reason. But men, we do got work we need to do. We need to assume our rightful position and get back into the leadership role. But we got to learn how to be leaders and expecting our women and stop expecting our women to follow us in these shit plans, right? Now, women, we need y'all to shut up. And we need y'all to know that y'all,
Facts,
we
man.
need to know that
Facts.
your rightful place is behind me, not beside me. Okay? It's behind me, and that's it. I know that feminism, no. How about this? I know that America has made it so convenient in the way in which you live life that you now believe somehow that you don't need a man. But I promise you, if we ever went back to any level of a barbaric state, you would then see the need for men, right? The only reason why you live in this life of luxury and delusion is because you have men that allow you to live this life. That's it. You're a walking victim. It would be nothing you can do if a man wanted to take you. In any way, shape, or form, it would be nothing you can do. He can take you and have you however he wants. So we just need to get our women to stop thinking that you're more valuable because you got 3 degrees. See what I'm saying? We gotta stop. We gotta,
Right.
like what my man say. I'm not gonna say more valuable. So stop thinking that you're better than men because you have more degrees and he works with his hands, right? Because he's out here working with his hands and he a mechanic, and because you have a sociology or a degree in African American studies, that don't mean a goddamn thing, right? That you're now more valuable and your
Man.
education makes you higher than him. Baby, we need each other. And the day that you see me as valuable as I see you, we can get back into our natural roles. The problem that I think with the women, and it always goes back to this, we're blaming women more. The reason why is because you see how I just critique men, and I say no matter what, even if you have a kid by a woman you don't want to have a kid by, you need to take care of your child. Did Clean
Mm-hmm.
Clean provide any pushback?
Nope.
He said, yeah, you're right. You know why it always seems like we're black? Because you guys are the only ones that constantly argue everything. You just
You
can't take
heard no pushback.
accountability.
You heard no pushback
I
from me.
was giving examples just to the men, and the men just naturally agree. You know what? You're right.
I
We
had no
need to
pushback
do.
on nothing you said.
No.
You
Listen,
spot
listen.
on.
You
What I'm,
did. You
I'm
did.
making a.
When
I
did I
said
just
the women. No, not in this very moment. I'm
okay,
giving the
okay.
example of me saying it seems like there's always more one-sided blame to the women. Only because women are constantly the ones that are fighting or arguing the things that we say. When I say something about a man, men just take it if it's true. When I say something about a woman, women are always saying that's not true. It's the man's fault. You need to think about the man. It's always no, it is your fault. Take your L. This something you need to work on. Hey, men, take your L. This something you need to work on. The problem is men are naturally accountable, so they don't argue. They just say,
Men
oh,
are
well, you
not,
know what? You right.
not all men are naturally accountable. I
Y'all,
disagree
Well,
with
y'all
that.
okay.
don't look,
No,
But
but
no,
I
no.
look at
do,
what
Yeah.
look
hold
at what
on,
Hefe just
hold
said.
on.
He,
I do
hmm?
agree with you, FA. When it comes to certain things, women, we don't like to take accountability. And I'm with you with that. I want to hold my sisters to the fire because we got to do better. Got you open ENT got on here the other day, and he said it cost you nothing to speak. It cost you nothing to say hi. But some of my sisters, y'all attitudes, I will be the first one to say, is nasty for no reason. You don't have to be nasty for no reason. It
You
costs you
wonder why niggas
nothing
don't
to
pick you,
speak to
yeah.
somebody. So I'm with you when it comes to holding women accountable because I actually, and they do. And no disrespect. I was talking with Mama with the Megan Thee Stallion thing, and I'm like, well, it might be Megan might be the problem in the situation. She might be a little bit of the problem. You can hate or love what I say.
But
She
y'all
might
ain't want to hear that the other day, especially your homegirl who jumped on here. And that's what and that's what I kept saying. Yo, this woman has literally made a career off of
No,
hot girl summer, wet ass
no.
pussy, uh, fuck them for the bag, get what you need and get up out of there. And just like how Nicki Minaj got the Barbies and she got, what was it, the hotties or whatever. You got a nation of women following that example. And one thing to add to what Hefe was saying earlier about a lot of the things that need to change, there needs to be a culture change, because what just happened to Meg with the Clay thing, that's a byproduct of promiscuity. That's what comes with it.
Yep.
You can't promote that lifestyle, get rich off of it, build a career off of it, and then get mad at the side effects of it. That's
well,
what
I
happens.
I
Like
wasn't
you,
saying I wasn't saying she was the problem for that reason. I was saying is clearly something in these relationships why they're not working. So
She's a
if you
whore.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
or listen, I
Listen,
remember before I
because
married my wife.
I don't know. Maybe she doesn't listen to her. I don't know what that issue was. Why that didn't work out. And
I know what the issue is. Let me give you some game. I told this to my wife. It was so funny because she got a couple friends that are whores, right? And she would say,
do
and
she
it was
hang with
funny because yeah, she do.
and you don't
No,
have a
when I
problem
said
with that?
no, because all whores are not created equal. And I'm using this whole word a little loosely, right. So I'm just saying promiscuous, right. So I knew that she thought this is early on. I didn't know that they were whores, but they came off to me as whores, like from an initial just interacting with them, right? And I knew she was trying to take up for him in these general conversations. I'd be like, yeah, because such and such is a whore. And she'd be like, what would you say that? You don't know that. You don't know her past. And I say, I don't need to know her past. I know how she act. And whores act a certain kind of way. They think a certain kind of way. They respond a certain kind of way. This is their natural instinct. Now, being a whore is a personality. It's a way of thinking. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know that her reaction was she didn't want how they are to come off onto her. So I knew her objective is to be like, oh no, they're not. And then as time went on, I'd be like, she's like, well, how do you know that? And I would tell her, because they act a certain kind of way. They think a certain kind of way. So Meg dating all of these men and all of these men always in the same way, it's because she's a whore. And men naturally, especially men with money, don't want to be with whores. Only weak men marry whores. I'm just telling you right now.
That's a
Only a
fact.
weak man marry a whore.
Well, I
Like
didn't.
Yeah.
I
one
didn't base that.
exception, unless they're born again and both of them like in church.
I didn't base that off being a whore. I just based that off her track record with men. You know,
That's what a
when I
whore
saw
is.
okay, but when I saw I'm like, okay, clearly there there is an issue from her relationships. And mom was like, well, it still don't give him the right to cheat. I'm like, no, it doesn't give him the right to cheat, but she got to take some accountability on her end for the part she played in why they broke up. And not to say he gets a pass for cheating, but what
Well,
First of
led
all, did
to
he
it?
ever speak up? Because I don't believe the whore. I don't believe the lying
me
fucking
neither.
whore
Me
that I
neither.
have. See, that maybe that's the problem because I don't believe her. I
And
don't believe
she's
her.
lied
The last,
before
hold
on
on, the
national
last
TV.
nigga she broke up with, the last relationship was with the little dude and she cheated on him.
Oh,
Yep,
Superman made a good point. Kanye married one and had kids by her. Clock it!
Kanye West got mental illness issues.
exactly.
What are you
Kanye West is
talking about?
Accountability.
bipolar.
Super Pat said some women look at accountability as a weakness. Swisher said we just got to be
Yeah.
upfront with women. Let them know what you want from the start instead of selling them dreams. Clock it. And Tech said hoes is life, laughing my ass off. Boy, it's preaching. And Gemini Smiley said facts. All right, let's do some final thoughts. This was a good one today. Welcome back to the chat, FA. We've been on here for the last 2 days waiting for you to come on because we done talked about Meg. We done
Yo,
talked
look,
about hood
I was,
Bro,
prom.
you should have been here
I
for
was,
that Meg.
I,
You should have been here for
hey,
that
yo, I
Meg,
was
bro.
so sick
I
yesterday. I
needed
was
you,
down and
bro.
out.
I needed you,
I was
bro. They
so
was
sick
It's
yesterday.
been all the good conversations, and I get it.
Yeah,
And I'm
man.
back, FA. I'm back posting to YouTube, so we good.
Okay, but dang.
Tonight though, why y'all get y'all final thoughts together? 7:30. Victor Hill, Hill of Justice. Please make sure you check it out. YouTube live. Who is this on Twitch? Thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you. Jesus, they running it up on Twitch. That's what you hear. Let me turn this down. Thank you, Honey Lee. Appreciate you for the follow on Twitch.
Swing, I
You
missed it.
yeah, you missed a good one. They on YouTube. Hill of Justice tonight, 7:30 with Mr. Victor Hill, the former sheriff of Clayco County. If you got any questions, you got anything you want me to say for all of my residents of Clayco, please at me, send them to me, DM me. I got you. All right, who wanna drop their final thoughts first?
Oh, I'm gonna
I,
say, oh, go
go ahead,
ahead,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Y'all funny.
No, I'm saying, so my final thoughts is like, yo, like I was saying before, man, these gay dudes, these trans dudes, they
LBGTQ.
need LG, LV, whatever. Look,
LGBTQ. Stop, don't get banned from IG.
LBGQ. Well, not like five more letters, really. But anyway, what I'm saying is they need y'all because the ugly truth is, and this is not even just a modern day time thing. This is from the beginning of time. Without y'all cosign, without y'all bringing them around, nobody wants them around. And so what happened? It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm sorry. Like, it's the truth. So what happens is they give y'all this unconditional allegiance, and they make money off of y'all because of course y'all are the number one consumers. You know, this was proven back during World War I when the men went away for war, and the advertising agencies literally preyed on the women because y'all spend money like it's nothing. So yeah, it's a very smart financial marketing plan to target women and to affirm them, absolve them of any accountability, and co-sign any narrative that they have. So all of these dudes, and they build these communities off of y'all. Then they end up breaking y'all heart because y'all end up seeing it's a hustle at some point. Yeah, they do. But they build off of y'all. The person your friend who be coming on here, I call her the
Harlem Night,
angel.
Harlem Night.
No,
Oh, feeling
that
hurt. Which one?
healing hurt. That's who y'all need to be following the way y'all follow these dudes. Because the person, because like FA saying, us men, but I grew up being held accountable every goddamn day. I grew up, I play basketball. I grew up getting cussed out by a coach every day, telling me to get my lazy ass out there and play harder, telling me to play defense and work harder, telling me to run extra suicides. My mom telling me, if something wrong if something happened in the house, it's my fault because I'm the man of the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the accountability is built in. Y'all have to have that because without it, y'all become uncoachable. Y'all like Allen Iverson, like that player on the team that can't be coached. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got all the talent in the world, but you can't be coached.
You can't
And
tell them what to
so
do.
you can't tell
That's
them
the point.
nothing.
Can't tell them what to do.
Can't tell them nothing. And the thing is y'all keep saying A, B, C, D about men, but at the end of the day, the only dudes that's breaking through is the dudes that got the stamina to fight the world and fight y'all. Because
Yeah.
they gotta fight through the world and they gotta fight through a woman that don't want to listen to them, that think they smarter and don't need them. So at the end of the day, and look at accountability. This kid wild out, and what's the first thing people saying? Where's the father? What if the mother's abusive? What if the mother's neglectful? What if that's why the kid is that way and he putting his hands on little girls? But our first mindset is find a man to blame. Where's a man to hold accountable? Because it can't be a woman. We're queens and we're victims and we do everything right. And y'all gotta be accountable, man. So stop listening to these dudes. Start following more women like Healing Her, or like I said, y'all hated Kevin Samuels, but he was telling y'all he was that reality dose. You know what I'm saying? Like, of look, you 5'1", you 325 pounds. You're not getting Blair Underwood. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting Denzel. Like, somebody, and it's crazy that was such a reality shock for so many women.
Right.
But it's like, man, like who, regardless of how people felt about that man, he started a conversation that needed to be had that a lot of men were scared to start out of fear of being ostracized from the community. They were scared.
Yeah.
He started the conversation. We need this reality check, man. So stop listening to these dudes. Stop giving them your money. Stop subscribing to their channels. Get them off of your algorithm because they fucking y'all up. And they not on y'all team. You think they are. They not on your team. The dude that's in your household that's holding you accountable, he on your team. Your father, your uncle, your teacher, your professor, your the dude at the gas station, whoever, the person that's telling you, hey, you need to stop doing that. Hey, you need to work harder. Hey, why are you wearing that outside? The dude that's doing that is on your team, not these dudes. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Clean Clean. Fa.
Um, And my final thoughts on the actual video. Like I said, punk sissies and people in the males and the what do we call them, cis or whatever. All them people is going. The message is not going to really be received because we don't view them as men. So we don't necessarily
Nope.
view them as qualified to speak. When
Without
he
y'all,
kept
they not
saying,
even around. Y'all
"Yeah,
bringing
yeah,
them to the party. Y'all bring them to the party. Y'all bring them to the cookout. We don't. Y'all
they
let.
wouldn't even be allowed in. They wouldn't even be
Yeah,
allowed
they
in."
wouldn't be
So,
allowed in, but because Keisha with the big booty brought dude, it's like, all right, let him in, whatever.
no, right, right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
I think
whatever.
that I do think that the larger issue. I don't agree with his black men are the issue. Like we're the cancer to the women. We're the cancer to the gay community and all of that other type of stuff. I disagree with all of that. So ultimately, I disagree with him because I do believe he was using this as an opportunity
Yep,
to align himself with the emotions of black women to
yep,
try to put put an attack on masculinity.
yep.
Right. I think he just utilized. It was like, what does gay people have to do with this? What does gay and trans people? What do they have to do with that situation at all? It
Because
was an opportunity.
there do be attacks on the LGBTQ, especially trans.
Oh no, listen.
But
What is
Didi,
a little kid?
when it comes to these
A little kid
conversations,
slamming a girl had nothing to do with trans.
No,
That had
but
nothing to.
but when it
but
comes to these conversations, as far as
there do be.
relationships,
I'm not gonna. There do be attacks on the trans
no,
in the
it do.
LGBTQ.
But what I'm saying is
There's attacks on everybody.
when it comes to these conversations about relationships, co-parenting, father
Clean,
figures,
clean.
what do these dudes have to do with it? They don't contribute to the community in that way. They don't have kids. They don't father children. They don't contribute to the community in that way. So why are we giving them a voice?
I understood where he was coming from because you could hate it or love it.
Oh, I'm about to now.
He was speaking as another black man. You say
Yeah.
he's not a man. You say he's
Well,
because
he's saying he
ever
not. A lot of these dudes are saying they're not men.
he never said
And I,
that though. He
I'm
never.
just saying a lot of these dudes are identifying to not be men
But he never.
from that
He
same
never said what.
community.
yeah,
Like,
but the point is, forget we don't care what he say. We make the rules. That's what I'm trying to tell
so
you. We
that's
make the
why he's
rules.
saying he can't even have a conversation with straight men because y'all are not open minded to having that
Brian, we
conversation.
not, and that's cool. We're not interested in having a conversation
We're
with him.
not open minded into
That's
being
what I'm trying to
finessed.
say. We don't what. It's not even that. We don't want to have a conversation with you. Listen, the conversation can be had, but just not by you. We're not interested in having a
So
conversation with you. I
so
told you
they
Right.
earlier,
don't
I
have
agree with.
they don't have a say because
Y'all
they
just said the other day. You just said that white lady that has something to say
Let me ask you this: What if?
about the
Do you
proms.
see?
You
yeah
said
Hold on,
she
can I,
can't speak, right? She can't speak.
she's not in our culture.
Neither are these dudes.
culture.
Okay.
They
That's our
Well,
not.
culture. Do you
uh,
see hold on. Do you see heterosexual men over there trying to have a voice in homosexual
but
issues?
you understand some straight men don't have a problem when it comes to the LBGTQ. It's certain few that
Problem that what does problem mean? Do I have a what problem do I have?
I
they
don't
don't
got a problem
they
with them.
there are I know some straight men that are comfortable in their skin that can have full blown conversations with somebody that
No,
is
that's
LBGTQ.
homosexual talk. It ain't got nothing to do with being comfortable because I don't want to be around you. Does that mean I'm not comfortable in my skin?
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
So that had nothing to do with being comfortable in their skin. Just say they are comfortable being around
They
homosexuals.
they are open to receiving a message regardless of who the messenger
Yeah.
is. Like you said yesterday, clean clean, you are open to receiving a message because it came from somebody that was outside the race, which was cool for you. But I'm not because she
I said that I don't have, what I told you earlier was I don't have an issue with receiving a message. I said,
you and right,
it's
you
not
said
going
you
to go,
agreed with some of the stuff that he said. It is
right. I said it's not going to go over
but it
well
but
because
he
he's
where was the
a feminine
lie?
presenting.
Where is the
No, it
lie?
doesn't. That's not the bottom line, DD. That's not the bottom line. It doesn't matter if you're saying something that's true. If it's coming from a source, people don't want to hear it. I live in the real world. I don't live in it's black and white like that. The world is more complex. There's
Who
layers
you
to
want
these
well who
things.
you want to be the messenger there? Who you want to
No,
be
it's
the
not about
messenger
who
to
I. The
receive it?
conversation is not about. Listen,
No, no, no,
the
no, no,
conversation
no,
is
no.
not about
Who
who I
do
want to be
you
the
want
man.
to be the
I know, DD.
messenger so you can
Let's get back
receive
on
the
track.
message? Who do you
Listen,
want to
let's
be
get
the
back on
messenger?
track. Let's get back on track.
Because
Let's get back on
I don't
track.
believe y'all gonna receive the message regardless of who it's coming from. Because you probably gonna be like, oh, that nigga, he's soft, he a sissy, he this, he that.
So what
That's
did I
what
hold
y'all
on?
gonna
Say,
say.
I mean, to me, DD all over the place because
No, I'm
earlier
not.
you
I'm telling the truth.
earlier you
Who do
acknowledged that
you
I
want the
received
message to
something.
come from?
Listen, earlier you just acknowledged that I received the message that he gave. Now you
You
saying
said
I don't
that.
receive.
You said that. I'm saying what
I
you
s-
said.
I
You
said I
said,
received the message that he
okay,
said.
okay.
So which one is it? I just listen. I just told you, just like I said earlier.
But you're saying some straight men.
Hold on. Let me just finish. There
Go
are some that are not going to receive the message because who it's coming from. In the masculine heterosexual community, they're not going. It's not going to go over well because a lot of them reject the homosexual and them having a voice in heterosexual issues. Period. Especially when a homosexual is specifically singling out heterosexual men. It's no different from when you hear white men talking about how black men need to do this and that and that and this. Whether it is true or not, some black people are not going to want to hear it from white people. It's just that simple. Now you're saying, well, if it's true or is it not true? I wish you thought like I wish our women thought like that with everything, because y'all don't see it as truth or not truth. Who
But
delivering it does matter.
it do
Sometimes
because
it does matter.
this dude is working against the very narrative,
That's why
right?
that's
If
why
he's
I
if
asked the both of you. If it's not him, who do you want to receive it
no no
from?
no 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 listen
It's
listen
not
listen this is
about
what I'm saying.
me. I keep
I'm
telling you
cool.
that.
This is what
Not
I'm saying.
you, but who? What
This, no, no,
from the
listen, listen. This is what I'm saying. I'm cool with receiving the message, but what I'm saying is, if the person giving the message is working against the very narrative they're talking about,
Right.
then I
Yeah.
can't receive it. This dude, our narrative in the black community is what we're trying to reproduce more positive black and black boys and girls with father figures in the
Heterosexual.
house. A gay man is
Heterosexual.
not contributing to that. He's not contributing to the reproduction of us. He's not contributing to the masculine influence of us. So and once again,
What
he needs
to
you
receive,
because
DD?
without you, he's not integrated into
I
society. He needs you.
cannot be
So
honest.
his message is biased.
I cannot be honest, clean, because I don't think I don't think the message. I don't think it matters who delivers the message to my heterosexual men. I think that
Why ask?
receive it regardless, because some of you, and I'm not saying all of you, do not want to take accountability when it comes to that. And like Harlem Knight said, there is an issue when it comes to black men and black women. Black women feel like we are not protected by y'all. She wasn't lying. We do feel like that.
But here's the thing, Didi. Here's the thing. If
I'm gonna
you
protect
are
whores.
advocating for
Don't say that.
equality,
Say,
Didi, if you are advocating for equality, you are advocating for not needing the protection.
but then you
Right. It's
feel the
You're
kind of
same
weird
way.
that
equal.
You
y'all
If
want
you're
to
saying
lead it
both
though,
equal,
right?
things.
you
You
don't
want
because
us
y'all
to
don't
lead.
protect us.
You see what
So
I'm saying? Yes,
that's
we
what I'm
do. What
saying.
do you mean? Yes, we do. Black
Y'all don't
women.
even let us be in
Oh,
our
no, no, no,
kids'
no, no,
lives.
no,
What
no,
are you
no, no,
talking
no, 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 no.
about?
Hold on, clean, because yes, we do. We the only race of women that still sit here and date among our races. We now have,
Listen, DD.
hold on. We now have started dating outside of our race
Don't
because
nobody want
we haven't
y'all.
had no
Trust
other
me.
choice.
Don't nobody
But
Yeah.
want y'all. Don't
okay,
nobody want y'all. I'm just being 100. And let me just say this. You know damn well the black women are the only women that are disgusting and embarrass their fathers and their husbands to go on national TV and not say obey at a fucking wedding. This is only black women doing this foolishness when it's
what
time to
you
take
talking
your
about?
vow. When we take vows, right?
Oh,
And they say, oh, to obey and
oh,
honor, and you got black women not saying obey. You
oh,
don't have
you
women,
were you
black
on
women
that
that want
chat?
to follow. Huh?
Were you on that chat? We talked about that.
No, I don't. No, I wasn't on that one.
It's a
I
Yeah,
wasn't
well
on that
we
one.
known
talked about
thing.
that on that chat. Yeah, we talked about
When
that.
I
It's
was
a
only
known
saying that the
thing.
point two, they are not black. Listen, our black women are so fucking damaged with this hip hop money, prostitution, get money, fuck these niggas, culture. Our men are fucked up too. So this is not an indictment just on women, but what the conversation be about things to me that kind of lead towards women. If you want to come on here and say, man, what's up with all these senseless murders in the black community? You won't hear me bring up women. You'll only hear me talking about men. But some of these conversations lean more towards women. And then when we chastise the women, they say, why you only talk about women? Well, I'm like, well, these topics are mostly about women. If you want to talk about men, bring up issues that are mostly about men and their
Well,
lack. That's why I think it seems like I, especially, not that I care, but I come off such as a one-sided, I hate women. No, I'm talking about the topic, and the topic just leans towards more about women than the men. I believe that women are supposed to be the prize. So I believe that the woman should be treat and carry herself like that. She shouldn't be giving herself to everybody. She shouldn't be giving her womb to everybody. We can't call you the prize and then you have a baby by a dumpster diver. You can't be both. You can't be a prize and they put on your dating history or Megan the Stallion's dating history and it's 30 dudes on the page and you talking about
30
you the
rappers.
prize. Why it's like you can't, well, you just can't keep having it both ways. Oh no, I'm not saying. And look at you and your defense of taking up for the women. You said earlier you was talking about how you disagree with your mother, and you were saying, no, I'm not saying because she dated all those people. That's why she. No, it
no.
is. Whores are supposed to get used. You know what? Simps, niggas that's weak, they supposed to get used. They supposed to get played. Whores are supposed to get used. They supposed to get played. They're not supposed to be meant to be for anything other than recreational use.
Well,
Women
then,
that carry
oh,
themselves
wait.
with standards should be treated like a woman that's created themselves
Guys,
with standards. It's just that simple.
let me read these last comments.
These niggas
They
having
said
it, boy.
the lie is linking with black women to make black men the enemy. Mama said black men won't hear the message if it's coming from a Kevin Samuels because he would then be hating or black woman. So what's wrong with the message?
He
Mama
was
said
getting on dudes first.
Right.
the Mama said the white women wasn't either, but you were okay with her saying it clean clean. Tech said he needs
Because
cheerleaders.
she's a consumer. She has skin in the game. But no,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
clean clean.
no.
Let me read these messages.
Yeah.
Tech said he needs cheerleaders to push the message forward. Most LBGT don't have a voice, so if you cheer for him, he will have a voice. Is the Pope 49 said, true DD, homosexual men can't show our young men to be true men. They are teaching our young boys to be feminine. Tasha said, OMG, what did I come back to? Mama said, that's a lie. Lots of other races of people do want black women. You're delusional, FA. Uh, OC
Boy.
baby said
Black men don't even want black women. How the hell?
all gay men are feminine. All gay men. Oh, he said all gay men are not feminine. And because
I
anyway,
agree.
uh, Mama said, OMG, here we go. Okay, we're about to end because we've been on here
Hold
for
on, let me just take on the all black men
we've
are
been on
not
here for two
feminine. The
hours.
homosexual thing, I think this is important because it goes back to what I said earlier. I said most men won't have an issue, most heterosexual men will not have an issue with receiving a message from a homosexual who doesn't present themselves in a feminine manner. I said James Baldwin was a
Yeah,
homosexual, but nobody had an issue with him because he didn't go around acting and carrying himself like a female. So I did not say all homosexual men act like women. I said, in fact, it wouldn't even be an issue with who you sleep with if you didn't wear it on your fucking chest. I told you earlier, I shouldn't even know who you sleep with based on me communicating with you. Why do I know that you're a homosexual just based on interacting with you?
I'm
So
just saying.
yes, and it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Men are wired a certain kind of way. We are turned off by men who don't carry themselves like men. We're going to be turned off by men who don't carry themselves like men.
You turned on by them anyway. Anyway, all right. Tonight,
Yeah, we
make
should be turned on by them.
you said you just said we are turned off. You used that word. I didn't use it.
I said we are turned off by men who don't present themselves in a masculine way. If you have a man that's presenting himself in a feminine way, most men are going to be uncomfortable by that. And it's
Right?
not a sign of strength. Or it's not a sign of comfortability when you're okay with that. It's normal for a man not to want to be around a man that's acting like a woman. That's called normal.
I just think we on both sides. We got a lot of work on both sides. It ain't just the men. It ain't just the women. We got to do
I
better
agree. I
as a
agree.
community.
I think ultimately though, and this is why Didi, I want you to always remember, even when we disagree. Ultimately, I do think it starts with the man. Because if we can get ourselves together, we can get y'all back in y'all natural position. The problem is these women today, I honestly think y'all are broken in a sense that we can't fix y'all. It's like it can be one with the next generation, but this baby mama culture, we don't need men, we can do everything on our own. I think those women are really so far gone. I wish it
But
wasn't.
FA, they
But I
gave
think
up.
they
They
so
gave,
far gone.
but FA, they gave up their spot. When you advocate for equality, you then don't get the same caveats anymore because it's
That's
not
true.
true equality. And look, and that's why I said like it's a that equality shit is a double edged sword
But
It
because
I,
if
sure
you
is.
you give up a
I
lot of protections
mean, but
by
clean.
advocating for it. How you
I don't
gonna
think
be
some women had a
equal?
choice in the matter, clean. I don't think some black women had a choice in the matter. And we're gonna end on this. OC baby said, why? Because you're scared they want you or something. Because the men did y'all cheat on them constantly. So OC, he represents the LGBTQ. Okay.
So
No, it ain't about
can
we
I
think that
respond with
they
just that
want
a
us.
friend?
It's just something. It's the same as like being around anything else that makes you uncomfortable. It's not that I think he wants me. It's just uncomfortable, and it's okay.
I want them to try
Masculine
to
men make
imagine.
some people uncomfortable.
Right, and that comment alone is triggering to a lot of men. That'll make a man respond a certain kind of way. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to try to do is meet him as if he's being genuine in his statement, saying, "Why is being around a man who act like a woman make an alpha male uncomfortable?" Just imagine this: you may not be a heterosexual man, so you may not be able to identify with some of the things that naturally come to heterosexual males. Just try to accept that it is something that's real for us. And a man that presents and acts like a woman is naturally uncomfortable for us. No matter, we don't, the last thing we're thinking about is that man liking us. That is neither here nor there. It's just the acting and how you act is just unpleasant to us. And that's it. There's no more, no less. So try to imagine that just being the reason. Or does it, or does it have to be because we somehow like this man or we're afraid that this man likes us? Come on now, y'all. Come on. Just try to look at it a different way. Most heterosexual men don't fear a homosexual man in any way. We don't
and
believe you can do anything to
and
us. So
FA
why would we be afraid of you?
and then FA, I know some heterosexual men that have
Right.
no problem communicating with feminine gay men. And
Good for them. I just said most of us. I'm
yeah.
sure. I'm sure it happens. It's a lot of men that say they one thing and do whatever. I'm accept what you're saying is genuine, and I'm gonna say yes. There are probably some heterosexual men that don't have a problem with being around feminine presenting homosexual men. That probably does exist. I'm not. I'm speaking for the average black man. The average heterosexual man is not usually comfortable with being around a feminine presenting homosexual man.
Yeah,
Just that simple.
it's more so something that they'll
But
tolerate,
you understand
but
that
they not.
we
It's
all
not like
we all in this fight together, right? So we need all
No, I
sides.
don't agree with that. I just told you.
Okay.
I
Well,
just
hold on.
told you that homosexual men are not part of this conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna have to finish this conversation tomorrow. Sheb said, we like men who act like men. All right, y'all. 7:30, Hill of Justice. The link is in my stories. Super Pad. No, it won't be on IG. We're going on YouTube Live. So I'll see you guys later at 7:30. We'll finish this conversation tomorrow, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We've been going for 2 hours and I gotta get this
YouTube.
I gotta get it to YouTube. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
I'm fine. Hey, you drop some game today, clean.
Oh,
hey,
get off my
I
line.
need